Chrisley Knows best stars Savannah and Chase Chrisley are disturbed when they see an old family photo. Keep reading to find out why the brother/sister duo is frightened by this blast from the past. Todd Chrisley's kids regularly share old family photos with their fans. This most recent throwback photo isn't the first time that the pair have been captured up to shenanigans in old family photos. TV shows Ace once shared a photo of Chase and Savannah Chrisley on the back of a motorcycle. Shockingly, Chase is the only one wearing a helmet. In hindsight, it seems like Savannah is more than proud of wild child ways. Also, Savannah Chrisley doesn't seem too concerned. She writes that when she has a little girl, she's going to give me a run for my money. The Sassy by Savannah creator bases this on the fact that she was definitely a wild child. Another time, Chrisley Knows best fans can expect to see what life was like for the family before famous birthdays. For example, to commemorate Chase's 25th birthday, Savannah shares a throwback photo. In the picture, fans see an infant Savannah looking up at a toddler Chase. Savannah Chrisley also likes to share photos of herself as a kid with her dad, Todd Chrisley. In one of her throwbacks, fans are in awe of how much this father/daughter duo looks alike. The comments even ask for more throwbacks. Now, Savannah Chrisley takes to her Instagram story to share a screenshot of a photo and messages from Chase. In the picture, we see toddler Chase and Savannah Chrisley standing in front of an ironing board. It looks like Chase is ready to do his little sister's hair because he's holding a curling iron. At first glance, this may not be cause for alarm. However, upon closer inspection, viewers see that the curling iron is plugged in. Chase even points it out in his message to his sister. Todd Chrisley's middle son writes, actually frightened looking back at this knowing that the curling iron was plugged in. In response, Savannah Chrisley put, "Y'all. What? Haha." over the image and tags her brother. What do you think of this latest Chrisley family throwback from Chase and Savannah? Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Make sure to come back to TV shows Ace for more Chrisley news. While there may not be any new episodes of Chrisley Knows Best and Growing Up Chrisley at the moment, tune in to Chrisley Confessions wherever you listen to podcasts. For most families, flipping through old photo albums is a comforting tradition, a moment of nostalgia, laughter, and stories retold. But for Savannah and Chase Chrisley, the famously sharp-witted siblings from Chrisley Knows Best, one recent stroll down memory lane left them feeling more unsettled than amused. It all started on an otherwise ordinary afternoon in Nashville. With their parents, Todd and Julie, still navigating their high-profile legal troubles and currently serving prison sentences, the Chrisley siblings have been leaning on each other more than ever. The once tight-knit family has weathered a public storm, scandals, court appearances, and now separation due to incarceration. "I was just cleaning out the attic," Savannah told fans on her Unlocked podcast. "Looking for some old Christmas decorations and stuff Mom used to keep in the cedar chest. That's when I found this photo." The photo in question, a seemingly innocent snapshot from around 2002, showing the full Chrisley family, Todd, Julie, Lindsay, Kyle, and a very young Savannah and Chase, posed in front of a stone fireplace, decked in coordinating denim outfits. A classic Southern family portrait. But Savannah's tone changed when she described the image. "I remember that day," she said. "But there's something about that photo that doesn't sit right. At first, I thought I was just being weirdly sentimental. But when I showed it to Chase, he got quiet. Real quiet. And that's when I knew I wasn't alone." So what about this photo has the two eldest Chrisley siblings so spooked? The clue in the background, Chase, typically the jokester of the Chrisley clan, didn't laugh when he saw the picture. "There's someone in that photo who shouldn't be there," he said in a TikTok video that quickly went viral. And no, it's not a ghost or anything supernatural. It's more personal than that. In the far right corner of the image, just behind the wooden banister, is the blurred silhouette of a man. Barely visible, but undeniable. At first glance, it might seem like a shadow. maybe even a trick of the light. But Savannah and Chase are adamant. That figure is real. And it isn't a stranger. It's someone they both recognize, their biological grandfather, a man they were told never wanted a relationship with their father, Todd. Our dad cut ties with him before I was born, Savannah explained. He never talked about him. All we knew was that they had a falling out when Dad was really young, something about money and betrayal. We were told he left the family. A estranged family member lurking in the background of what was supposed to be a cozy family portrait? A hidden family rift. To understand the weight of this moment, you have to understand the Chrisley legacy. Todd Chrisley built his empire on a meticulously curated image, one of perfection, control, and Christian values. But behind the glitz of luxury homes and reality TV ratings, there's always been a more complicated story. According to sources close to the family, Todd's relationship with his own parents was deeply strained for years, particularly with his father, whom we'll call Senior for clarity. Senior was never part of the reality show, said a former production staffer. He didn't appear, wasn't mentioned, and there were explicit instructions from Todd that anything related to him was off-limits. But the man in the photo bears a striking resemblance to Todd in his older years. A tall figure with the same piercing eyes, same jawline. Family resemblance doesn't lie. Finding out he was at our house that day, it opened a Pandora's box, Chase said. Secrets began to surface as the siblings dug deeper. They started asking extended family members for answers. We called Aunt Margaret, Savannah revealed, referring to one of Todd's sisters who has remained largely out of the public eye. She admitted something we never knew. Dad and Senior briefly reconciled after Grandma passed away, for a few months, and this photo was taken during that time. But the reconciliation didn't last long. According to Margaret, things took a dark turn just weeks after that photo was taken. There was a huge argument, she said, something about business. Senior accused Todd of using family funds to cover up a bad investment. Todd swore it wasn't true. But after that, they never spoke again. Senior died 2 years later, alone. This revelation rocked Savannah and Chase, not just because of the mystery man in the photo, but because their father had never told them any of it. Dad always presented himself as the guy who built everything from the ground up, Chase said. But now we're learning there were people behind the scenes, people he leaned on, people he later erased from the story. What the photo really meant, it's not about the man in the photo, Savannah said, her voice steady. It's about what it represents. All these years, we were told a version of our family history, and now that version is crumbling. Both Savannah and Chase have spoken candidly about the trauma of their parents' incarceration and how it has forced them to reevaluate everything. This photo, it was the crack in the facade, Savannah explained. It made me question how much of our life was real. The way we were raised, the morals we were taught, the people we were told to love or avoid. It was all part of a narrative Dad was controlling. Savannah admitted that the photo forced her to face some hard truths we're all trying to heal right now. And part of healing is admitting the story you believed might not be the full truth. Fans of the Chrisleys, many of whom have followed their journey from the early seasons of Chrisley Knows Best, were quick to react to the revelations. This changes everything. One user wrote on Instagram, I used to think Todd was just strict, but now I see how deep the control ran. Another fan posted, it's wild to think one old photo can open up decades of secrets. The Chrisley future today, Savannah and Chase are trying to move forward, carving their own paths independent of the legacy their father built. Savannah continues to host her podcast and is involved in advocacy work related to prison reform, drawing from her parents' experience. Chase, meanwhile, is exploring real estate and entrepreneurship while remaining close to his siblings. We don't know everything yet, Savannah said, but we're not afraid to find out anymore. That photo, it disturbed us, yes, but maybe it was the wake-up call we needed. And in many ways, that single frozen moment in time, a grainy, forgotten image found in the attic, was the key to unlocking the truth about who the Chrisleys really are beneath the designer clothes, the camera-ready smiles, and the sound bites. Because sometimes it's not what's posed front and center that tells the real story.